Why it sucks to be born as an eagle. The struggle begins. You break free from your shell, exhausted and weak. The world around you is a blur, bright, cold, and unfamiliar. You shiver, barely able to lift your head. Your siblings, just as fragile, squirm beside you. Above, your mother watches, her sharp eyes scanning the sky. She knows that even here, high in the safety of your nest, danger lurks. You don't realize it yet, but the moment you hatched, nature placed a massive target on your back. The world isn't kind to baby eagles. Hunger, predators, even your own family, everything is a threat. First days of life. You quickly learn that survival isn't guaranteed. Your mother brings food, but there's never enough for all of you. You fight with your siblings for scraps of meat, and if you're weaker, you risk being shoved aside, or worse. Some eaglets don't make it. The strongest get fed. The weakest? They become food themselves. One day, a storm rolls in. The wind howls, shaking the nest. You cling to the twigs beneath you, terrified. A single gust could send you plummeting to your death. But your mother shelters you with her wings, protecting you from the worst of it. Still, the message is clear: nature is merciless. The first drop. Weeks pass, and you grow stronger. Your feathers start replacing your fluffy down, and your wings stretch wider. But now comes the hardest test yet, learning to fly. Your mother nudges you toward the edge of the nest, perched high on a rocky cliff. Below, the world is vast and terrifying. She spreads her wings, showing you how it's done. Then, without warning, she pushes you. Panic. Wind rushes past you as you plummet. Your instincts scream at you to do something, anything. At the last moment, your wings snap open. You don't crash. You don't die. Instead, for the first time, you're flying. But the lesson isn't over. Flying isn't just about gliding through the sky. It's about hunting, dodging attacks, and surviving. You'll have to master it quickly, or you won't last long. The fight for survival. Hunger is your greatest enemy. As a young eagle, you struggle to catch anything bigger than a mouse. You dive after fish, only to miss. You chase small birds, but they outmaneuver you. The frustration builds, until hunger turns into desperation. One day, you spot another eagle feasting on a fresh kill. You know what you have to do. You dive, talons outstretched, aiming to steal its meal. The older eagle shrieks in fury, and a mid-air battle begins. Claws slash, beaks snap, feathers fly. If you're lucky, you win the food. If you're not, you plummet with a torn wing, left vulnerable to whatever predators lurk below. The harsh reality of adulthood. You finally become a full-grown eagle, fierce and independent. You soar over forests, rivers, and mountains, a ruler of the sky. But even now, the threats don't stop.
Humans invade your territory, cutting down the trees where you once nested. They set traps, leave behind poisons, and shoot at anything that moves. Some of your kind disappear, never to return. Others get hit by fast-moving cars when they swoop too low in search of food. And then there's winter, the deadliest season of all. Rivers freeze, fish disappear, and prey becomes scarce. Your body weakens as the hunger deepens. You fly farther and farther, searching for anything to eat. Some eagles don't survive the cold. You can only hope you're not one of them. The final flight years pass, and you've beaten the odds. You've survived fights, storms, hunger, and humanity's growing presence. But time catches up to even the strongest. Your wings aren't as powerful as they once were. Your reflexes slow. Younger eagles challenge you for territory, and one day, you lose. You retreat to a lonely peak, where the wind howls through the cliffs. You watch the world below, the rivers you fished from, the forests you hunted over, the sky you once ruled. As the sun sets, you take one final flight, pushing your wings against the wind one last time. Because despite everything, the struggles, the pain, the constant battle to survive, you were born an eagle, and an eagle dies in the sky.